Mayfair 88, and here's my Colorado Ghost Run. Colorado is a great map. I know that it's one of the most difficult maps because everybody's an enforcer. Well, not an enforcer, but everybody's armed and potentially ready to shoot you at any moment. So there's that. But it's also, as long as you're wearing the right disguise, relatively easy to get through. And some of the kills are easy. 3 of the 4 kills here are really easy. One is a pain, and that's Penelope. Start out with, I'm wearing the armed or the explosive expert disguise, and I just distracted the guard to pick up some nitroglycerin, and now we're going to go over here and pack the bomb, and Sean Rose is essentially dead. So that was easy, and that took less than a minute. So I don't have to worry about Sean Rose anymore. Now we're going to run over to the garage. We need a wrench. We're going to, probably the #1 way to kill Ezerberg is the lawnmower, where he stops to have a cigarette. I think I've seen most speedrunners will shoot the lawnmower from afar. Obviously, in a ghost run, no guns, no bullets, you can't shoot it, so you need the wrench to do that. We're going to wait on that, though, because I was running into a problem where that explosion would spook Penelope, and Penelope would glitch out, and she would just stay frozen in place and not move. So we're going to go get Maya Parvati next. Make sure that guard is turned around before you hop the fence. There's a camera above the entrance I usually go in, so we can't go in that way. They've got the stairs scaffolding there, so it makes it hard to avoid that. So we're going this way. It's not too difficult, especially with its timing, because there's nobody over there. We need 2 guns to distract the guards upstairs. So that is the reason for coming in here. Now we need to make our way back out, get back up the stairs. There is a 1.5-minute long conversation about taking an axe to a chess game that we need to have play out here. If it plays out in the middle of the training below, they will keep talking that conversation going, and you're going to miss out on the opportunity to get Maya. You have to come back and get her later. So while they're doing that talking, I'm setting one of the gun distractions up. What we want to do is kill Maya the same way that most people kill her, which is, they normally shoot the hay bale and have it crash down on her. Well, we can't shoot the hay bale, but it's on a winch. So we could just set it up so that the winch happens to fail while Maya is underneath. And to make that all work, we need to get both of these guards out of the way, because they will spot you. I did try, and they did spot you as you're trying to set that, no matter what you do as far as distractions. So the best thing to do is have them both go downstairs, put a gun away. Guns that aren't yours, so you don't need to collect them later, although I don't think it'd be hard to collect them later if you needed to. So we're going to let the conversation play out. Maya is about to enter, so the timing actually works out pretty well this way. By the time they finish the conversation, the training will start below. When the training is going on, these 2 guys will stop to look at it, and they will watch it. And the cue for you to start your gun distraction is once that training ends and they leave that position. That kind of works out the timing perfectly so that you can get over, let the winch go, kill Maya, and get back into hiding before they come back. So that's your cue. Best way, of course, is throw a coin. They go to investigate coins. They see the gun. They take the gun away. First guard takes the first gun away. Once he's gone, go set it up again for the second guard. Let him take away the second gun. Maya's about to start the training now. And both these guards are coming over to watch. I'm not very well hidden over here. Trying to rectify that. Um, the big challenge to Colorado was Penelope Graves. I followed her around. I kept looking for a place where it would be easy to get an accident kill with her. She doesn't go on to a second level, so she's not really someone you can push off of anything. The closest electrocution spot she goes to, there's a pond next to the greenhouse that has a surge protector in it. And I thought, okay, great. I just got to get her over here. Well, good luck with that. She ain't budging. You see, I've started my gun distractions. And there goes Sean. Bye, Sean. Uh, I mean, I tried turning the generator off. I tried using a gun distraction to get her guards away. When you use the generator, she always sends one of her guards to deal with it rather than herself. And she just wasn't coming. For a moment, I was watching her from afar, and I thought that after she does her drink in the greenhouse, she smokes. I thought, oh, great, I'll just go get a propane tank. And I got a propane tank, and then she went in there, and she didn't explode. I was like, what's going on? So I go back and I watch her closely, and she's talking on a cell phone. She's not smoking. So that ain't going to work. So I was just having a devil of a time trying to figure out, well, how can I kill this woman in an accident kill? He's got these two guards following around everywhere but inside the house. And of course, getting in the house in this disguise is not an easy thing to do. And in master difficulty, you do not have the option of the disguise that's in that trailer to get it out. Putting myself in position now that both guards are gone. Watch the mini map. You can see Maya below you. You want to wait until she's just outside of the barn. So as soon as she crosses the line, that's when you want to go ahead and get rid of the winch. Now get back. You have about maybe 20 seconds before the first guard comes back to get hidden. And so just hide here. And because the way you set the trap, as soon as that first guard goes by, you've got a second guard who's coming. You can, if you're more aggressive than I am, and you don't want to wait, you can try to get out before the second guard reaches that staircase. I'm not sure you could do it. There he is right there. So I don't even try. I just stay here. There's really no place to hide after you leave this spot. So just as much as it's painful to wait until he passes. And then you can go. As far as normally my initial attempts, I would next go over to the lawnmower and use the wrench and blow up Ezra Berg. But, like I said, not every time, but twice, which was enough for me to go, okay, I'm not doing this. Twice he caused the panic because I was in the vicinity. I don't think, if you're not in the vicinity, you probably get away with it. But I was in the vicinity trying to hide, and so that led to Penelope just freezing. Once she froze in the hallway next to the door to the basement, and the other time she was outside the house and froze at the gate entrance. And they just weren't moving. I waited like 5 minutes, nothing was happening. So I had to restart. So this is how I'm getting into the house without a disguise that will let me get in the house. You've got enforcers everywhere once you get in the trespass zone. You've got cameras everywhere. This was a difficult one. First thing you got to wait for is, you got Penelope's in the house right now. You want her to leave because her guards are by the door that we're going in. So that's a non-starter right there. I was actually thinking about doing the lawnmower at this point. I was bored and thought, well, let's take a chance. Maybe this will be the time that doesn't cause the panic. And I said, nah, I don't want to do this all again. So, all right, once your guards are out of the way, you can now sneak into the house pretty much unseen. You want to watch these guys here. You don't want them staring at you when you're going up the ramp. So once he turns around, you're clear. Then you're watching this guy right here. He's going to stop, smoke a cigarette, and then once he's done there, then he walks over to another location where he stops and smokes a cigarette. I'm not giving this guy a long life expectancy. But we're going to follow him across and then sneak behind him to get in the front door. The cameras won't see us from that spot, so we should be good to go. You'll probably get a little bit of yellow. I don't know if you can avoid that. Maybe if you're better than I am, you can. Just hug the wall. Go inside. And then here's a nice hiding spot. Nobody else is coming in. Sean is dead. Penelope just left. So you can watch this guy. The roaming guard is an enforcer. Even if you have the right disguise, he's an enforcer. And that, I believe the right disguise doesn't have gloves, so I don't think you can wear that. The hacker disguise would have been great, except there's no gloves. But you could then have access to the house. And I actually did very well with the hacker disguise, but had to give it up because no gloves. The reason I'm over here is you want to trigger a conversation. You don't want those guys to have the conversation while you're dragging that body, because they will spot you. They spotted me. So there's three hackers in that room. You need two of them in the room at the same time, which I thought I achieved there, but I didn't. I'm going ahead to lay the trap for Penelope now, while the guard's up there, and then I'm going to race back. Oh, I did get that. Okay, I did get the conversation to take place. Okay, great. Once the conversation takes place, it's about the watch bomb that Sean Rose was building. Once that is triggered, then you don't need to waste any more time up there. Get in the crate and hide, where you're going to hide for a long time. Good time to save. You're basically dragging a body up the stairs. You've got the roaming guard. You've got three hackers in the room. So chances of being spotted are pretty good. I doubt anybody's going to do it right the first time. So I don't know why I got out of the crate there. It was a dumb idea. I shouldn't have. Just probably impatience, wanting to get on to the next step. It would be a lot easier if we could have set the lawnmower trap. Ezra Berg would actually slow me down on my way out, because he'll be out there smoking his damn cigarette while I'm trying to get out, and I can't. So I would have liked to have gotten rid of him first, but I didn't want to take the chance with Penelope panicked and not moving to where I'd have to restart anyways. So keep an eye on the mini-map, looking for that red X to get close to the house so you know she's on her way. Coin is down. She's going to go over to that. Most of my experience, most of the time she stops at the grandfather clock anyways to admire that, if this is your first time being in the room when she gets there. So I think you don't really need the coin, but I know that she doesn't always stop at the grandfather clock. So just in case, it's not going to hurt me to go ahead and put a coin down so I can make sure that she's stopping long enough for me to take her down. Her two cards will stop and will not come into the house. They will be stationed outside. And the guy upstairs, the roaming guard, I think he's blind because, well, not necessarily. He's a problem when you're dealing with the lawnmower, but for the most part, he doesn't see anything when I'm on the staircase with a body, and he never sees me taking her out. So I think you're basically pretty clear. So, apologize for the wait. As I said, this game requires patience. And that to play a ghost mode game is to basically be waiting around a long time for things to fall into place. Here she comes. So Penelope's on her way. Her guards are behind her. They will stop at the door. She will come in, see the coin. And then we will knock her out. Picking up my coin, and then I'm going to drag the body over here. I wanted to get it over there first, but I was afraid the guard might be able to see it on his way back. So then I tried dragging it over toward the chest, but then the hackers can possibly see. So right about here, you're safe. That guy's oblivious, doesn't see anything, thank goodness. We're going to wait for him to leave. You got to watch where the hackers are. The hackers are on shorter loop. They will go back and forth in about 30 seconds. So if they're not, ideally, they're in the front room, about to go to the second room when you're about ready to drag the body past them. But you just got to be careful. Watch where they are. Make sure they're not about to turn around. I think when I get to the top of these stairs, I'm waiting because there goes the guard. I'm moving to the top. I'm watching to see where the hackers are. I know that guy's about to turn, so I wait for him to make the turn, and then I go. Now they're all in the front room, which is not what we want. And I don't know what Penelope was doing there. Don't do that, Penelope. Now they'll leave soon enough. There goes the first one. And then as soon as the second one leaves, the third one doesn't see anything. So he'll still be there working on his computer, and you can go ahead and go. I'm checking to see where the guard is. He's on his way back. I got very little time here. So drag her over, push her off the ledge. Penelope's taken care of. And now do not go back down the stairs. I tried that a couple times. Went back down the stairs thinking I'd have enough time, even when I wasn't going to run into a guard. That time the guard would have seen me. But Penelope's guards, as soon as her body comes flying to the ground, for some reason they look inside the house. So I was not able to make it to the crate to hide. So this is my hiding place. I'm going to hide over here until things calm down. Nobody spots you, which is good. So you can see there's the guard. He's on the balcony right now. I'm probably going to wait another cycle before I go because they're dragging the body below, and I'm going to need to go out the front door. And I don't need an extra guard out there, enforcer, that I'm not used to the patterns of possibly spotting me. So he's going to drag her to right about where you're going to leave the house area. And there's Ezra. Hopefully we can take care of the lawnmower before he gets over there. And we're going to wait for him to move out of our way. And he is now out of the picture. All right, where's the other guard at? He's on his way back. So we can start working our way back over. We're obviously going to wait until he leaves the balcony before we climb on it. I have to wonder how speedrunners would tackle things with a ghost run. I mean, I know I'm slow, and I'm taking a long time to do these maps, and I'm wondering what would be the fastest time a speedrunner could do a ghost run. And if they follow all the rules, how fast could it possibly be? But me, I'm going to go slow and make sure I wait and take my time so that I don't get spotted. All right, that's clear. You got to check your hackers, make sure that they're not in a position to see as you're coming across. And then you have made it to most of the house. All right. Ezra might be at the lawnmower and he can't see you from there while you're on the staircase. So if that's your timing, be careful. All right, now here we're going to wait for that guy who's in that position now. That's the one we want him in to sneak past him. But I didn't know how long he's been there, and I didn't know when he was going to get up. So I decided not to risk it. At this point, you come this far, you don't want to screw it up. So now he's at this other spot, smoking another cigar or cigarette. When he comes back, that's when we're going to go. Again, make sure that Ezra is not outside at the lawnmower, because he will spot you. All right, so I'm checking. The coast is clear, and we can go. Again, hugging the walls to make sure the camera doesn't see me. All right, now you got to check and see where those people up down are. Ezra is keeping one busy. How did he get there so fast? How did he miss him? And I almost got hung up and got it caught, but luckily I made it out. All right, so 3 of the 4 are down. Ezra's really easy. Couple things to worry about when you're trying to take care of this lawnmower. The guard on the balcony, he will spot you. The camera will also spot you. The other guards, the ones on the side of the house, will see you as you're coming up if they're looking at you. So just make sure those guards on the side of the house are not looking in your direction. And make sure that when you go to the lawnmower, the camera is panning in the other direction. I am waiting for the guard on the roof. I don't know where he is, and I don't want him coming out while I'm there. Also, Ezra's walking by right now, which is not a good thing. So here comes the guard. I'm going to wait until he does his balcony thing, and he goes back inside, and then that's where I'll go. Keep an eye on these guards over here. Make sure they're not staring straight at you. And there's the guard. Double checking the guards, make sure that they haven't changed position. And the guard is going inside. These guys got their backs to me. I think it's safe. Let's take a chance and go. What am I waiting for? Sometimes I'm a little bit more timid than even I can stand. There we go. Actually, that was a dumb time to go. That guard was coming back. Well, I got away with it. Sometimes you're just pure lucky. All right, and that's pretty much all you got to do. That was the hard part. Now you just go to the exit and wait for Ezra to come out and smoke a cigarette and set off the explosion. And that is Colorado.